Hey everyone, welcome to Rachel-tastic. So last year I participated in February Album Writing Month for the very first time. And I'm very proud to say that I completed the challenge. For those who may not know, February Album Writing Month, or FAWM for short, is a month-long writing challenge. It's similar to NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month and happens in November every year. The goal is to write a certain amount within the period of a month. Except instead of writing a novel, with FAWM, you're writing songs. 14 songs in 28 days. It's a pretty cool and fun way to push yourself to be creative, and there's something pretty satisfying about being able to say, yeah, I totally won FAWM this year. But I'm sad to say that this year, I can't say that. This year, I failed February Album Writing Month. Initially, I was feeling pretty bummed about this. Having completed it last year, which was the first year I'd ever even tried, I guess I kind of set some pretty high expectations for myself. I may not have loved every song that I made last year, but there were a few that I wrote that I'm still pretty proud of. If you want to hear any of the songs I wrote last year, I'll put a link in the description with a playlist. But this year, I only managed to write 4 songs out of 14, and that made me feel like a failure. At least at first. I spent a lot of time scolding myself and wondering, why could I do it last year and I can't do it this year? What is wrong with me? And the answer is nothing. The goal of the challenge isn't just necessarily to complete the challenge. It's a classic example of a it's not the destination, it's the journey situation. Last year I learned a lot about self-compassion, and this year I needed to remember that even more, and I didn't at first. It took a lot of reflection to feel okay about it. This year I had a lot more on my plate than I did at this time last year. This year I had a new job, which was totally in flux. Lots of things were changing. It was very stressful. This year I also had a lot of personal stuff with my family and everything going on that was also pretty stressful. And most of all, this year I was in the midst of a depressive episode. I'm not going to go too much into this, but if you do want to hear me talk more about my experiences with mental illness and mental health, I do a series on my channel called Spoon-Fed, which I will leave a link to in the description. But I do want to address this idea, this misconception really, that depression and essentially suffering is better for your art. For the most part, that's just not true. While it can be a pretty powerful place to draw inspiration from, if you're trying to create while you're struggling through a depressive episode or other mental health issues, it's much more of a hindrance than a help. When you're fighting through intense brain fog and apathy and emotional exhaustion, when you can barely get out of bed and make it through the day, you can't create. You can't really do much of anything. For me, when I'm in a good place mentally, I'm so much more capable of being creative. I have motivation, I can focus, I can enjoy the process of what I'm doing. I can use the experiences I've had in that darker headspace as topics or themes for what I'm creating, but it isn't holding me back. In fact, 2 of the songs that I did write this year are about those kinds of experiences. So no, depression is not good for your art. If you want to check out the songs that I did write this year or the songs that I wrote last year, all of them are over on my second channel, which is called Rachel Is Not-tastic, and I'll leave a link to the channel and the playlist down below. And if you want to hear more about my thoughts about February Album Writing Month, I made a video about it last year about having completed it, which was a different perspective. I'll leave a link to that below as well. All in all, I'm glad that I participated in FAWM again this year, even if I did fail. And I'm gonna keep participating, whether I fail or not. It's the journey, not the destination. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a little thumbs up. And if you like what you see and you want to see more of me, go ahead and click subscribe. Hearts all over my face. Bye!